All right.
They're there. They can hear you.
All right. Today's TOG, Two Opinion Guys rant. We're going to talk about what the heck is going on with coronavirus and why are we still on lockdown, and what the heck is going on with California and why the crap are they getting worse on their lockdown. I mean, I don't know if you heard about this, and we're going to talk about this probably a little bit more in episode 22. If you want to give it a listen, we'll talk about this way in depth and some of the side effects of, death and depression, suicide, and all that stuff. But what the heck is going on with California right now? Why are they locking it down even more?
Well, it's politically charged. You know that much. That's what all of it is. It's a progressive agenda. But I think tying it in, I want to know a little bit from you, Marshall, is in hindsight, do you feel like you look back and go, gosh, it's a good thing that we did the lockdown to save some lives? Or do you feel like there were some obvious negative externalities that probably superseded the deaths?
No, I don't think, if I'm looking back at it, I agree with the lockdown to gain an understanding because China didn't give it to us. So get an understanding of it. We got a month of lockdown. What I don't agree with is there was zero time frame from our governor or any other governor on how long we were going to be locked down. I think being locked down for a month to gain an understanding, we did gain that understanding. We realized that, really it's not as bad as they make it sound, although they're doing their darndest to make it sound worse than it is.
Yeah.
And they're really, trying to bolster their numbers the best they can. And I understand there's a political game to it. There's a money game to it. But at the end of the day, there are real people losing their jobs,
losing their lives,
which
is something that obviously I wouldn't have taken as seriously, but something recent happened and it made me think twice about it. And now I'm looking back through a different lens and going, yeah, I do think coronavirus caused there's a lot of sort of untold costs, the depression that people have and the drug addiction spikes and the suicide spikes. I mean, that alone, I think that far outweighs the lives that have been just in sheer number of deaths and loss of life than the actual disease itself. Are we calling it a disease?
It shouldn't be a disease. It's a virus. It's less than the flu, which doesn't exist, by the way. Dying of old age doesn't exist, by the way. The cure of so many other things that the coronavirus has done is kind of crazy. People don't die of an old age, and people don't die of the flu.
The other aspect of it that I look back and go, gosh, what a waste, is the separation of human to human contact. I mean, it's almost like taboo now to go be in a tight quarter with somebody who's a room of more than 6 people. And I mean, that's something we all need as humans. And I'm realizing through this, again, recent tragedy in my family that, man, a little bit of family togetherness and not having it be so taboo would have done amazing things for my family specifically.
It's weird because you watch a movie and you're like, you can't get that close, right?
Yeah.
And to your point, you go, is it worth living a life where you're just going to be separated from your family? Or would you rather be close and maybe that life gets shortened by just a little bit? And so far proven to be a 0.003%. And I think what we talk about on episode 22 is there more damage by people, whether it be overdose, suicide, depression, alcoholism, or substance abuse than there is just the coronavirus. And that's what people aren't looking at. And all they're doing is pointing the finger and saying, you don't care about my life.
Yeah. Well, don't give too much away, because if you liked hearing about this, we'd love for you to watch our actual full-length video on a similar subject.
Episode 22.
Episode 22.